As humans, we are all susceptible to the 7 deadly sins: lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, and pride. These vices can cloud our judgment and lead us down a path of self-destruct. But what happens when these sins are used as tools for manipulation and control? This is where dark psychology comes into play. Dark psychology is the study of the human mind and behavior with the intention of using this knowledge to manipulate and control others. It involves tactics such as deception, manipulation, and the use of fake personas to achieve an end goal. Those who practice dark psychology often think from a fourth perspective, meaning they can see things from the perspective of others and use this knowledge to their advantage. The first deadly sin, lust, is often used as a tool for manipulation in dark psychology. Sexual desire is a powerful motivator, and those who practice dark psychology often use this to their advantage. By using seduction and sexual manipulation, they can gain the trust and loyalty of their targets. Gluttony, the second deadly sin, can also be used as a tool for manipulation. Those who practice dark psychology often use food, drink, money, and other forms of excess to control their targets. By creating a sense of indebtedness and obligation, they are able to manipulate their targets into doing their bidding. But this form of manipulation should be used for the short term. It's most likely to fail over a longer period, and also this has the most backlash. Like, for example, your friend owes you $2,000, but the next week you see him eating at a fine restaurant. You will get angry and most likely doubt your own methods. So, it's best to practice it by going on, creating defense mechanisms to not doubt your own methods. Greed, the third deadly sin, is perhaps the most commonly used tool in dark psychology. Those who practice it often have a strong desire for wealth, power, and material possessions. By using deception and manipulation, they are able to exploit others for personal gain and accumulate wealth and power for themselves. Usually, you can use it to bribe to get into a position of power which will benefit you more long term. It requires a deep understanding of what the target really wants. Sloth, the fourth deadly sin, can also be used as a tool for manipulation. By creating a sense of complacency and lethargy in their targets, those who practice dark psychology are able to control them more easily. This can be done through the use of drugs, alcohol, or other forms of mind-altering substances. Wrath, the fifth deadly sin, is often used as a tool for intimidation and control. Those who practice dark psychology may use threats or violence to get what they want, or they may use the fear of such actions to manipulate their targets. This method is weak as it can lead you to create unnecessary enemies and a negative reputation, which is bad for the long term if you don't have the right defenses. Envy, the sixth deadly sin, can also be used as a tool for manipulation. By creating a sense of jealousy and competition among their targets, those who practice dark psychology can control them more easily. This can be done by comparing them to others, or by creating a false sense of scarcity and competition. Pride, the seventh deadly sin, is perhaps the most dangerous tool in dark psychology. By appealing to the ego and sense of self-importance of their targets, those who practice dark psychology are able to control them more easily. This can be done by flattery, praise, or by creating a false sense of superiority. To practice dark psychology effectively, it is important to think from a fourth perspective. This means being able to see things from the perspective of others and using this knowledge to your advantage. By understanding the motivations and weaknesses of your targets, you can manipulate them more effectively. One tactic often used in dark psychology is the creation of fake personas. By creating a false identity, those who practice dark psychology can gain the trust and loyalty of their targets. This can be done through the use of social media, dating apps, or other online platforms. Another tactic often used in dark psychology is the use of mirroring. By mirroring the behaviors and attitudes of their targets, Those who practice dark psychology are able to build rapport and gain their trust. This can be done through the use of body language, speech patterns, and other subtle cues. Ultimately, dark psychology is a dangerous and unethical practice. It involves the manipulation and control of others for personal gain. Implemented for the long term, it will require a lot of patience. Think of it like a storybook. How long should it take for each page to turn? Either way, it's best to build defenses just in case you lose your sanity. Be careful. Best of luck.